There's a fly in my studio. There's nothing more annoying than the sound of a fly. What a beautiful, nice and sunny day to sit for the entire day in the studio and start a new track. I don't mind, I love being here in the studio and making music. Nothing makes me more happy. But the thing that is really bothering me at the moment is the heat inside of this room. I can't open the window, and getting an air conditioning is way too expensive, and it also makes a lot of noise. So maybe you guys have an idea how to get this room a little bit cooler. Now let's get started. I already played a bit of guitar and showed you the vocals on the weekend. I deleted all of the guitar bits, I didn't like them. So today I'm starting all over again and fresh. I think I found what was bothering me. The original vocals are recorded in 126 BPMs. That's a bit too fast for the music that I'm going for. So now I'm reducing all 15 tracks by 6 BPM to 120. Last week, where I started the edit of Little Jean Jacket, I showed you how I improved my kick drum sounds and how I layered them. This time I want to show you how I make my clap sounds. First you have to find a really good clap. This takes usually the longest. I go through all of my samples until I find one that fits to the style of the track that I'm going for. I switched the sample library to Vengeance Essential 2, and I think I found a really nice clap. When you go through the claps, play them with the kick, and also if you have the feeling that you can't find a clap that sounds good, try already adding reverb onto the clap while you're selecting them. It will sound way more natural, and you will see that a lot of the claps are actually pretty good. Next up is the fine tuning. I always start with an EQ. I'm cutting away everything below 240 in this case because it's a clap. If it's a snare, I cut less away because the snare usually has between 100 and 250 its fundamental sound, and cutting it away might sound really strange. I also decided to add 3 dB in the very high frequencies to give the clap a bit more shine. I'm bypassing the EQ and check the difference before the EQing and after the EQing. That's also why I lowered the gain here in the EQ, to make sure that when I bypass it that I have the same loudness and I don't trick myself into thinking that the louder version sounds better. Next up, reverb. It's the biggest factor in shaping the clap sound. If you choose the right reverb with the right decay time, it will sound amazing. If you choose the wrong one, it will just sound if it was recorded in a bathroom. 90% of the time I'm using a reverb. It's this one. I really love that you can change the color between 70s, 80s and now. It gives a bit more character to the reverb, and it's also very handy to have the EQ built right into the plugin. For this clap sound I will concentrate onto setting the decay time right. It's really important to get the feeling and the tempo of the clap right. So every time the clap hits and the reverb starts with the clap, the reverb needs to stop actually before the next kick starts again. That makes like a nice pumping, sucking sound. For example, let's choose a decay time that is too long. I think it's obvious, it's very muddy. One reverb of one clap fades into the next one. Choosing a decay time that is too short sounds really strange. For this track I've chosen a decay time around 1 second, but it really depends on the tempo of your track. The slower a track is, the more decay time you can use, because the next clap is farther away. If the track is really fast, you might have to choose a shorter decay time. It really depends on the tempo, the feel and the style that you're going for. What I also like to use from time to time is a little bit of side chaining on the reverb of the clap. This emphasizes even more that the reverb stops when the next kick is hitting. I also always try delaying the clap sound a little bit to the front, maybe by, let's say, 7 ticks. This can give your track a little bit more of a groovy feeling and sound really nice when the clap hits a little bit before the kick. They are also a bit more separated. But be careful, don't shift it too much, it can sound really strange. So far I'm really satisfied with the clap sound. I might change a couple of things here and there while I'm adding other elements. You can also apply all of those steps to a snare sound. Now let me finish the rest of the drumming. And a couple of hours later, all done with the drums. They sound amazing. I got a nice sub kick, a top kick, the clap. I've added a snare to get a bit more bite, hi-hat, rides, more hi-hats, off hi-hat, shaker, and a bit of percussion. With the vocals, I like the groove, it goes well with the vocals. I've also added the vocals already a bit. I've put chorus on top of them, reverb, EQ'd them, and a little bit of delay. Next up is trying again to play in a couple of melodic parts, but I've not really that much time left. It's now already 5:30. Sounds very bad. Using an app on my phone to tune the guitar. I've packed all of my stuff, the guitar is back on the wall. I couldn't come up with a nice melody. I was just too much distracted for the past hour by phone calls and emails. They are all great news, so it wasn't too bad. And I will try tomorrow again with the melody. By the way, this is where all the rich people live. Soccer players and other famous people. Really nice here. Way too much shit. Thanks to those guys. That's Nico, he's very good at table tennis. And that's Mats.
I'm not as good as Nico in table tennis.
No, he's not. No one is. Look at this guy. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. This was nice and fun, except for me losing every game. Now Vanessa called me, she asked me to get something to eat, something healthy. They don't have iced tea, that's the second best thing. And of course, as Vanessa requested, something really healthy.
Wir haben jetzt die Hundegesichter getauscht. Siehst du, du bist der andere Hund.
Du hast echt Spaß, ne?
Ja.
That's what we're doing before we're going to bed. We're testing the new Snapchat functions.